see what's inside here. Look at that. CD. Listen to that later. Game. Whoa. Freak.
I was watching Ricky, Dicky, Nikki, and Dawn, my favorite anime. What are you doing in here?
Freak, I actually almost fell off the chair. I don't really go much on social media, and I don't really have too much social media. Well, I mean, I have tons of social media. Everybody pretty much has to. I mean, how else are you supposed to make a new account for some website? Definitely have like a Facebook and a Twitter. But I usually go on the social media that other people don't really go on, like Tumblr and obviously YouTube. But there's the other ones. Twitter seems to be the place where most of the relevant millennial trends happen. Instagram is kind of just there now. Snapchat kind of took its place, but there's one constant on all these social medias. Yes, you have your groups. It's almost like high school, you know. You got like the cool kids, the jocks, the nerds, the this, the that, but one group, there's always one that has a hand in every slot, are the anime nerds. Anime nerds, they seem to be everywhere. Am I an anime nerd? No, not really. I mean, I watch it. I think I'm more into like Japanese video games, so I mean, like some pretty great ones. Besides that, the only type of anime that I end up watching is usually on Toonami. I feel like anybody that's into anime probably knows about Toonami. I think Toonami is really where the whole anime culture came from.
I love anime!
Yeah, and manga!
Garuga Mesh!
I mean, there was plenty of anime before Toonami being shown in the US, but that stuff kind of got so westernized that it's almost ingrained into everyone's mind as a cartoon rather than anime. Shows like Battle of the Planets, Speed Racer,
Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
Astro Boy, and other shows like that people don't tend to think of as anime. Most of them got adapted into some type of Hollywood thing. You know, Robotech's gonna get something. Oh, Transformers, that was anime, I think. But that got turned into a big budget live action movie too. It wasn't until the 90s when this anime culture kind of just started growing, and in response, Toonami was created. Toonami was a programming block on Cartoon Network, usually being shown in the evening from 5 to 10 or something like that, or maybe even later, where they'd show action cartoons. Because of the creators of it, Sean Atkins and Jason DeMarco, they really molded their block into something that primarily showed cartoons that they enjoyed and the culture that they enjoyed. A lot of skateboarding-esque stuff, you know, that type of pop punk, cool Tony Hawk Pro Skater, anime stuff that they'd watch. Weird stuff, because, you know, they're artsy people. When Toonami first started, they mostly showed like old Superman stuff, like the Fleischer Superman and Batman and Johnny Quest. They'd show a lot of their old Hanna-Barbera action cartoons on there, with a few animes in there. The show was first hosted by Moltar of Space Ghost, another show that was technically the first show on Cartoon Network, I believe. It's like their first original, but it was voiced by the late C. Martin Croker.
If you like Tree of Might, you're gonna love the next 2 Fridays. It's nothing but Dragon Ball, or where that came from.
Who did a fantastic job. I honestly think that some of those are pretty cool to look back on. They actually remade a few. A lot of people liked him, but that wasn't the original plan. They wanted somebody robotic, which they found in Moltar, and just didn't have the budget at first to really make their own host, which a few years later would end up being Tom, the Toonami Operations Module.
So it's a brand new Toonami, but the mission objectives remain the same. My name is Tom. I'm the new Moltar.
Tom's pretty cool. First one, he had a giant head, tiny body. He was voiced by Krillin from the Dragon Ball series, which we will get to. This is where Toonami started to really turn into what it was going to eventually be for the next 15 years. And it didn't truly find its footing until the introduction of Tom 2. Yeah, after the first Tom was around, he kind of got like melted or something. There was a whole event.
Tom is dead. Enter Tom 2.
There's like a video game stuff online for it, and introduced Tom 2, who's a taller, sleeker, cooler Tom, voiced by Steve Bloom.
Nighttime in Toonami is changing, but it's always for the best.
This is where Toonami really found its voice and its style. From here, there was a bunch of stuff that happened. They had like cool special events showing movies and premieres of music videos by gorillas. That was cool.
Coming up next.
Toonami really turned into a more anime-centric programming block at this time, really shaping itself into what it was going to become eventually, cementing itself as the like anime hub, place for you to go watch your Japanese anime in the US. I mean, back then, you know, the internet was still so young, couldn't just go on like illegal. I mean, perfectly legal things like iTunes. They got the best stuff there. Sponsored. Speaking of anime, let's talk about the anime that they'd show. We got like, you know, everybody's favorite stuff like giant Japanese robots in Gundam, Big O. And there was like some small show or like a little crappy one that didn't last too long called Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Dragon Ball. I mean, it was almost as big as Pokemon. Yeah, no, it was pretty big. It actually got the programming block and Cartoon Network in general into some heat, because apparently, you know, whenever something's cool, it's automatically bad. Makes you want to punch people. So that's what they said. Don't watch Dragon Ball. It's too violent.
Are you mad? Yeah. Why? Because I can't see my forehead.
Dragon Ball. That is one show that has lasted so long. I mean, there was like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Super. I don't know why people hate on Dragon Ball Evolution. That was a pretty dang good movie. I loved it.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
I have it on the DVDs. Let me go get it. Yeah, I even got it. I got it. Z edition. See that? It's got a Z edition. Thank you, Dollar Tree. But yeah, no, Dragon Ball was a big show. I didn't care for it. I was more into Beyblade. Oh! Moving on. After Tom 2 came in Tom 3. And probably should have just researched this. I'ma just lump them together. I forget when it happened exactly. I'm almost positive it was in the Tom 2 gen and I just skipped. But who cares? It's my show. I can do whatever I want. At a certain point, Toonami became more family friendly. I don't know why I did this, because it actually did. They started showing shows like SD Gundam, Card Captors, Hamtaro. That's the show right there.
Well, they are kind of cute.
Moving on, Tom 3. This is where everything became cool.
It's gonna be close.
He had his girlfriend Sarah, and she was like a hologram now that wasn't in a computer anymore. Haven't talked about her, but I ain't trying to like redo this whole video, so this is just gonna keep on going. Jay creates 100% quality. This was also around the time where Toonami became like cool again or something. They weren't showing Hamtaro anymore, which I was still pissed off about. Hamtaro was the coolest. Get your toys at Burger King. Yeah, that's right, Burger King.
Hamtaro keeps screaming into Burger King. Now in every big kid's meal, there's a Hamtaro toy.
Around this time, Dragon Ball series ended, so they had to get the new cool cool Ninja Clan. Here we stand, Naruto. Believe it. Naruto. It's kind of awkward for me. I mean, you guys are hearing all the music stuff. I can't hear that. I'm just filming this right now. But this was also around the time where a little something called YouTube came out. YouTube would eventually destroy Toonami. They didn't destroy It was the people watching it. They just kind of got older, figured out what YouTube was, and on there you could see every episode of the show subbed. I don't like subbed. I don't like reading. Failed in school. Passed though. Did pass. But Naruto, that's the show right there. I watched 50 episodes. And within that 50 episodes, I think I've gotten like 35 minutes of content. Because every episode starts off with like half of the last episode. So I mean, yeah, how much... I don't really see much of Naruto. Somebody should just like clip them all together without that huge recap piece. Not too fond of Naruto. I'm not too fond of long-running animes in general. Sidetracked again, but who cares? Naruto, really big. YouTube, even bigger when it came to anime. You could watch like 500 episodes of your favorite anime. You could watch like the entire series of Sailor Moon. You can even watch your favorite animes that aren't even considered. You could watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. You could watch the Ben 10, that's anime, and you could watch all your favorite Pokemon. On top of that, all this stuff was uncensored, so things that you didn't see, America could see, because it was Japan, where they could do whatever they want, I guess. Yeah, all without commercials. In an effort to kind of draw in that last little bit of viewers, they did one final update to Tom. In Tom 4, who a lot of people say looks like Thomas the Tickety Tank Train.
You guys ready to make the magic happen? All right, boys, let's do this.
I think he actually looks pretty cool. He's got this like, I don't know, lip thing, and like you see he's talking. He's got like eyes, so you could see him looking around. I thought he was cool. A lot of people hated this design, and that was probably like the last nail in the coffin for Toonami. They also gave him some co-hosts.
Hey, Flash, give me a go, no-go for launch. Hey, little man, what's up? P, sit rep.
So there was that too. But because of this and their shift towards younger kids, they showed a lot of stuff like Blue Dragon, Prince of Tennis.
Prince of Tennis. Come on! Mare. And Hikaru Nago. Or some of your favorites like Pokemon, Samurai Jack, and Satch Bell.
And plenty of freaking Naruto. So much Naruto.
Back-to-back Naruto. Followed by a solid hour of brand new action. That's 6 episodes if math ain't your thing.
Did they show Bakugan? I don't know. I should probably look it up, but I ain't gonna. They showed Beyblade. I love Beyblade. It was on ABC Family. It was owned by Disney. Now they're on Disney again. That's for Disney XD video. Eventually, all things must come to an end. Toonami came to an end. Tom said his goodbyes, flew off into the sun.
Hopefully, we've left you with some good memories. So, until we meet again, stay gold. Bang.
I don't think he killed himself. He would have to have like so much gas or electricity at least to like get all the way to the sun. So probably like floating around in space. But we'll get back to that, Tom. So behind the scenes, the crew behind Toonami on the day of the cancellation, they were just told that it was canceled.
We had it written and squared away, and we gave it to the 3D team, and they were like, wait, what? And we had sort of made our peace with it and knew that this was coming. It was just sort of the CNN funeral video that you just keep on file.
They had a whole farewell thing prepared, and good on them, because one night it would have just been over. Nobody would have noticed. With Toonami done, people just, I don't know, they didn't really care that much. Kind of just like died and it was gone. I mean, there were some people crying for some Toonami, people wanting it. I mean, we had Funimation for a while, so Anime Fix right there. But later on, it was like April 1st, 2012 or something like that. Adult Swim was doing their April Fool's joke thing. They showed the ever classic room. The room. They were about to get into the movie and they're tearing us apart, Lisa.
Oh, hi, Adult Swim. I got the results of the test back. I definitely have April Fools.
They showed freaking Tom, and he was just like, oh hey, Adult Swim, it's me, it's Tom, back, Steve Bloom again in the captain seat, whoop whoop. It was back, and they showed anime all night, like classic crap, like stuff that shouldn't have been. I don't even know how they got the rights to show stuff for like one night or whatever, because at the time they showed like Dragon Ball that night, and Dragon Ball had been acquired by Nick, and Naruto. They showed Naruto, and Disney was like showing Naruto. I mean, I guess they could have just for like one night or something, I don't know. They eventually got the rights back, but that's freak spoilers. So after this one night, like it blew up, basically Toonami was coming back. Creators were heavily involved with that April Fool's Day thing in Adult Swim. They got him back on board with doing Toonami. They started working on how this would work. It was announced. Toonami came back pretty quickly using the old Tom 3 model instead of the 4, because everybody hated the 4 or whatever.
Thanks for tuning in another night. Sorry we got the Thundercats episodes mixed up. Sometimes I really am just pushing buttons.
From there, they did small things. There was already anime on Adult Swim, so Toonami just kind of like became the place where they'd show the anime. Like the one time of the week that they show anime would be on Saturdays anyway, so between commercials, you basically just got like Toonami like before. Anyways, they were back on Adult Swim. A few more months later, after their return, they got an updated new Tom 5 and a new Sarah with a better voice.
So, how the new system's feeling?
I'm still working out the kinks.
I hear ya. It's good though, yeah?
Oh yes, I'm certainly not complaining.
Sweet.
Did not like the British hello Tom. I like this voice better.
I portray Sarah on Toonami.
Not for any reason at all. I guess I haven't really even mentioned why I like Toonami so much. I guess it's because of the way that it's constructed. It's a block that felt less like a block and more like a friend talking to you about their weird obsession with these Japanese cartoons combined with the original AMV. They were like the first to do the whole anime music video thing. I even dabbled in it for a while too. Cyber Pegasus GT, go subscribe. These little music videos that they used to do and inspirational speeches really spoke to me.
The world needs all kinds of people.
And kept me coming back to the block as much as I did. Some of my favorites are actually some of the recent ones. Everybody loved the Broken Promises from the original.
Space. A boy has the right to dream. There are endless possibilities stretched out before him.
I would have said that too if it was back then, but I think the best ones that they've done have actually been the more recent stuff. If you want one of their just like straight up AMVs, watch Live to the Fullest. That's a really good one.
Take your best shot. I'll give it back to you 1,000-fold.
Now you're finally making sense. While we're here, we live to the fullest.
If you want one of the inspirational speeches that's really good, Life Advice. That's the best one.
So here's the deal. Life doesn't always want to be your friend.
Anytime I do something, this is gonna sound really sappy and really like an anime. Anytime that I'm trying to do something and I just feel like I want to quit, I just think back to this one line from the speech.
Life will punch you right in the face. Your resistance is futile. Now you can lie there for a second. Cry a little if you need to. But get back on your feet. Because it's the getting back up that counts. That's what shows you've got heart. That's what helps keep you going.
Hit me with everything you've got.
Fall down 7 times. Get up 8. I actually have it on my Facebook. It's like my favorite quote, and I even put like Tom on there. So Toonami has been really cool. I enjoy it. I know the ratings are going down right now, but the ratings in general on TV viewership is going down. I still watch it whenever I get the chance if I'm not working or whatever, but it's something that I hope will be here when I'm a dad, so I can show my kids the crazy Japanese cartoons I watch. Anybody that happens to work on Adult Swim or Toonami itself sees this, I just want to say, really appreciate it. Although I didn't touch on it too much, those speeches really do help people, and they have helped people. And the block itself has really brought something new to not only kids that grew up with it, but it pretty much made an entire subculture in weeaboos. I'm trying to be as sappy as I can, but like saying those words sometimes it's It's funny, but it's cool too. I mean, there's so many anime conventions that probably wouldn't have even been ingrained in our society, in our culture, if it wasn't for Toonami. And I think that's pretty cool. Hopefully, Toonami sticks around, because I know I love it. I've been Jay Creates. Live long and prosper, and adios.
All day, every day. We was on that block until we made a way. Day to day, man, that's the only way. They gon' know my name until it fade away.